Hi guys. Right, we've now done the epithelial. Now we're going in a bit deeper. The next section is called the connective tissue. And we're going to see the different types because there are many different types of connective tissue. And once again, the function. Remember what I told you some in one lesson. What is biology? It's where do you find it? What does it look like? And what's its function? And if you can answer those three questions about any topic, you can do that biology. So if you look at a epithelial cell, where do you find it? What does it look like? And what's its function? And you say squamous epithelium, as in the previous one. Where do you find it? What does it look like? What's its function? You will be able to answer all the questions around it. And here we go. We're doing connective tissue. Where do we find it? What does it look like? And what's its function? Okay, where do we find it? Right, here we have, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basic types of connective tissue. And we'll find out where you find them. What do they look like and what are their functions? Let's first see basically what they are. Right, you have loose connective tissue. That is under the skin. So it's just literally the skin being the epithelial layer, just under the skin. Right. And it's made up of a cell and it has collagen fiber and sort of other fibers. We're doing that more detail towards grade 11, but you need the basic detail now and I'll explain that to you. That is your loose connective. Then we have something called adipose tissue, better known as fat. That fat droplets and a nucleus. So your fat cells just have a nucleus in it, and yes, they go fatter and thinner. You have X amount of fat cells, and you don't get more fat cells. They just become bigger. And then when they shrink, it all looks like you've got bits of skin floating about. All right, blood is a type of connective tissue. You have white blood cells, and you have red blood cells. You have plasma. We have platelets, which are important when it comes to making holes go away, help with blood clotting. Fibrous connective tissue, it forms ligaments. Okay, it has cartilage, which is at the end of the bones. It's like that if you've ever eaten a chicken bone, it's that transparent bit that you get between the one bone and the other bit, that sort of rubbery bit, that's called cartilage, which stops it from rubbing against each other so that you can easily turn your shoulder or your elbow. And then bone. Bone is also a type of connective tissue because it literally connects the different tissues or cells which are connected to form a specific function. Okay, let's start with your loose connective tissue. And they are made up of elastin fibers. Your tissue is made up of many cells which then become fibers like long strings. Okay, you have fibroblasts, which are tiny little cells inside, and you have collagen fibers. Now, collagen is what little babies and young people have. It's all puffed up, and as you get older like me, the collagen fibers start disappearing, and all you have is elastin fibers and no nice puffiness. Now, the collagen fiber plus the fibroblast and the elastin fiber is the one that actually puffs up the skin. It provides strength. It makes the tissues nice and stretchy. Think if these were all elastics, you can give some stretch to it. It binds the epithelium to the other tissues, whatever tissues are underneath it, depending on where it is in the body, and it holds the organs in place. Just like you had your microtubules and your cytoplasm inside a cell to stop the nucleus and all of them falling down the bottom with gravity, your organs are kept in place in the certain spots they need to be in your body by these connective tissues and the fibers. The next one is your dense connective tissue, which can which is fibrous, which is be yellow or white, depending on the type of connective tissue. And it makes tendons, and ligaments. Right, another question. What is a tendon? Tendon is a type of fiber that attaches a muscle to a bone. So you will have tendons, you have muscles, which are made up of what we eat, or basically, if you eat meat, it's basically a muscle. Sometimes you get this thing. Those are tendons. In your muscle cell, which is made of a specific tissue, you have special cells that join the bone, which is a tissue, to the muscle so that your arm can move. And that is called a tendon. What joins a bone to a bone is called a ligament. So if you've now gone and physically made yourself a skeleton, you went and you took Play-Doh and you built yourself a little skeleton and you left it in the sun and now it's all nice and dry. Now to get one of these bones, all 206 of them that you have to join up together to make a human skeleton. What did they normally do? They put wire on. If you go and look at the one that you find at school, it's got wire on to keep the one bone to the other. That would be the ligament. It can't move yet. You need a tendon. And sometimes your ligaments, depending on the type of fiber it's made of, can be white or yellow, depend on the density of this particular tissue. So a ligament attaches a bone to a bone. Now let's look at cartilage. Remember earlier I mentioned cartilage is that like transparent bit you find in a chicken between the one bone and the other. Cartilage is, you find it here, you can actually feel it. If you feel in your neck, you can find the cartilage. You have your esophagus, you've got food that go down it, but it's C-shaped. So that if food gets stuck, you've got a bit of skin at the back so you can get it down. You have it in your nose. If you look at a skull, you never see the nose or the ears of a skull because cartilage disintegrates. It's not made of bone. Right, so you've got your skull here, your nose, you have your ears, you have cartilage here, just in your ball and socket of this part of your body. You have your elbow. You have here is your leg. You have here at the bottom, if you've coccyx, the smallest bottom bone of your vertebral column, you will find a bit of cartilage. Here in your ankle, you'll find some cartilage. Here are the bones that you will find in your neck, your rib cage. You find cartilage so that the bones can expand for breathing. I mentioned the ear, and also inside your vertebral column so that you can move. And in your fingers, obviously, you need cartilage in your fingers. And if the cartilage starts wearing off, your fingers start becoming inflamed and it causes something called arthritis, which is when the bone starts rubbing against the bone. And then we get to bone, which is another connective tissue. It is a specialized storage tissue. Do we remember what it stores? Calcium. Remember? Calcium is stored. It also insulates the body, keeps heat inside. And you have the different stored lipids, the nucleus and the cytoplasm. We're not doing it in that much detail. Further, you just need to know adipocytes. They are little fat cells that you can find in it. In your different bone tissue, it's made up of your different cells. Here we have another structure. Bone is actually very interesting. It looks like these, almost as you've cut through a tree trunk. And they have a central canal. You have chondrocytes, but this is part of what you do in grade 11. And these little darker bits are strengthening cells. And this bottom bit actually has the arteries and the veins going through to feed every cell in your bone. Because the bone cells are alive. They need to undergo mitosis in order for them to grow. Because you're little and you have to get taller. And how does this happen? You're adding bones and you make that photocopy machine add the right bone. But you need to feed it. And the veins and the arteries are actually capillaries. They come through those little openings, lacunae. They form the skeleton. They give strength and support and shape to the body. And it's mostly made up of calcium phosphate. Calcium phosphate, okay? And there you have your calcium phosphate. It is Very important that you have that in your body. All right. Then we have the blood. Blood is your last connective tissue. It is made up of plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. All four of those components are incredibly important. Plasma is the liquid that these cells move in. Red blood cells, as I've mentioned before, they carry your oxygen, they carry your carbon dioxide, but they don't have a nucleus. They are made in your bone marrow, but they carry most of the important gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. White blood cells do have a nucleus. They can replicate themselves. They, their immune system. They absorb all the baddies in your body and they can attack new ones coming in. And platelets also have their own nucleus, but they're there for fixing holes in the body. They are there for generating blood clots. Okay, so they are in a matrix, which is like a mixture, like cytoplasm, connective tissue in a fluid form. So they are your main connective tissues. Get yourself a piece of paper, go back to the first slide, write them down, and summarize what I've said to you, and then use it to compare to what is in your textbook. Because the textbook, I try to follow the textbook, just give a bit more context to what the textbook says. So make sure that after this lesson, you just write down everything that I've explained, and you will be able to go on to the next section. Okay, thank you for listening. Join me for the next lesson. Okay, bye.